So in this next exercise, I want to show you how you can expand on your practicing of the shallow loops in the canter with your horse. And so the expansion or extension of that idea is then that you will ride a single loop on the long side in the canter. And what that is, it's basically you're coming out of the corners of your long side, riding towards X in sort of a wave type of linear shape. It's not a pointy shape. And then you're going from X back to the long side and reach it right before the corner. And again, you're expanding on the idea of keeping your horse in the same canter lead while you're starting to shift his weight and his direction around a little bit in preparation and as an introduction to the counter-canter. And, so you have to be very mindful of leading your horse with your whole seat. I always think that, once you have your lower legs automated, then the leading with your hips becomes your focus, And what I mean by that is to have a pretty exact feeling of how your seat bones interact with the horse's back as you're in motion with him or her. And so I think one thing that you may want to pay attention to in that respect is that when you're riding that wave line towards X is to pay attention that you feel the inside of your inner seat bone. That may sound a little weird right now, but when you're trying it out, just pay attention to it. It's not so much that you have more weight in it, but you have a little bit more forward driving push with feeling with it, is how I can best describe it, I guess. And then while you're riding that wave motion, your horse will stay flex to the left or to the right, whichever way you're cantering, and you will have not changed anything sort of in terms of, the directional input that you give other than in the front of your horse. So before I talk too much, I'm just going to give you a little taste of this, and Cooley and I will show you, and we'll just set ourselves up here on a canter on a 20-meter circle first. And, always make sure that you have a reasonable canter going before you start any of these exercises. If it takes you a little bit longer to set that up, no big deal. And here we go. I'm going into the corner. And then I'm coming out of the corner very gently, leading with my hips towards X. Now I'm leading with my hips towards K. So that is sort of maybe the idea that is behind all of this. Clean corner, straightening, clean corner, coming out of the corner here with my left hip. I'm leading the horse towards X. Now I'm leading the horse towards M. And that, together with your inside driving and outside leg supporting, becomes sort of the main element, I want to say, where you can support your horse the best while you're asking for these changes of direction. Do not mess with the reins so much. That's a good boy. That's good. Don't think that you have to bend or correct to the new side once you're past X. That'll just sort of unsettle the horse. And just, continue just thinking, we're still riding just forward in this left lead or right lead canter stride. And it's just a little detour that we're taking. That's the best way I can explain it, sort of as a mindset, right? And then once you sort of practice that to both sides, you will find that, one side may be a little harder for you and your horse. So, you just give it a little bit more time. Don't practice too hard for the side that is not feeling so easy. That just makes your horse tired. Always think, be kind, be considerate, think about what it would feel like to you. And all these canter exercises, I always feel like they're similar to us humans doing cartwheels. And if you've ever done a cartwheel on the ground, you will know that one side is usually a much easier side for you than the other. And, if you want to practice and getting better doing cartwheels to both sides, you will have to give yourself really sort of a much longer breath and much more patience and repetitions than, saying just one day, I'm going to do it. It's just not going to work. Your muscles and your tendons and your whole coordination system, your brain aren't equipped for it. And same thing with your horse. Always remind yourself, they're doing their very, very best for us. If we set them up with, consideration and kindness to succeed, even in the smallest measure, without, putting our expectations too low, but within reason, you will get there. Step by step. Easy does it. All right. Thank you so much, Cooley. That was fun. And thank you guys for watching again.